Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
And I'm Nathan.
Welcome to episode 105 of Adventures and Mousecapades. This week, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
It is January.
It is January. It is 2024. Oh my gosh, where is time running off to?
It's our second Podcastaversary.
It is. We've been doing this for 2 whole years now.
Woo!
And yeah, it's been really personally humbling to have so many of y'all listening in each week, to see the numbers grow. Thank you so much for listening, for sharing with friends and family. You can even share with people you don't like too. Just share. Yeah, it's really. It's just been humbling to see this little thing that we do grow, our little passion project. It has pushed us outside of our comfort zone sometimes.
Yeah.
It has led to us just doing all sorts of things that I think we probably would have done, but have just a different level of appreciation and attention to detail of.
Yeah.
And it's been magical. And thank you to everybody for helping to keep us going. Yeah, it's been great.
On that note, helping us to keep growing, please do take a second and rate and review in your podcast app. If you haven't yet, we really do need you all to do that. It just takes a couple minutes or so, and it really means a lot to us. Helps us get out there to other people.
Yep. So when people search for Disney podcasts, they often look at the ratings that are included. So the more listeners, the higher the rating, the better off we are in terms of getting in more people's ears. And we're not in here to make world record breaking profits and become multi-zillionaires or anything, but it does make us feel good to have some more people listening, and helps us get some other guests and things. So yeah.
Everybody likes recognition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Help us feel good. Please.
Oh my gosh. Don't do that. No. What are we talking about this week?
You know what? We're going to do another one of our QDRs. This is our quarterly Disney review for Disney news coming out of the House of Mouse. We are covering what the calendar year would call Q4 of October, November, and December. For whatever reason, this is Disney's corporate quarter 1. But let's kind of review what's going on. I think let's start off with some of the big stuff, some of the overarching news, bigger news that's coming out of Disney. Alicia, what you got?
Well, one of the big things is that the Walt Disney Company celebrated its 100th anniversary on October 16th. And that's a big one.
That's a couple zeros in there.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And while it feels like, of course, Disney loves to celebrate things for many, 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 many months, and I thought it was actually last January or something like that. Nope, it was October. So there we have it. The Disney Company is 100 years old.
Exactly.
And in turn, and what most people may or may not recognize, Mickey and Minnie also have an anniversary just 1 month later on November 18th, but they're only 95 years old. That's right. Mickey and Minnie did not start off at the beginning of the Disney Company. There were some other characters and some other shorts that they were doing before Mickey Mouse came around.
I'll say they have a birthday, not an anniversary.
Oh, did I say anniversary?
You did.
Oops. That has become one of our favorite questions to Mickey and Minnie, and actually of recent to Donald and or Daisy so when are you going to get engaged? Because those folks are still not married. So Yeah, it's been really fun. I loved
Yeah.
the most recent interaction that you had. I think we asked, or Sterling asked Daisy.
Daisy Duck,
Last week when she was going to ask Donald to marry her, and she was nonplussed and was like, "I am above that. That is his job."
Yes.
No, like I deny the premise of your question.
Yep.
It was so amazing.
We haven't had a chance to ask Minnie yet, but Daisy was the first female character that we asked when they were going to propose, and
Yes.
we got an amazing reaction from her.
Are you sure about that? Didn't we talk to Minnie?
Did we talk to Minnie?
Over the trip? And I think she thought, like, that's a really good idea.
Oh, we did. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Because the kind of attitude I got from her was like, I'm empowered. I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It got her to thinking.
That's
so
right.
who knows?
That's right. I forgot.
Maybe this year they'll finally get engaged. What else is going on in the House of Mouse? Let's look at the list.
Let's see.
Kind of over on the entertainment side, we have a couple things. Disney was forced to buy the rest of Hulu, so now they have 2 streaming services that lose money.
Yep.
It'll
be interesting to see what they do with those, if they mesh them together or keep them separate.
Well, I know it's not in the United States yet, but they have said that they're going to merge them. I think Canada is one of the test markets, and you can get a Disney Plus app that has both Hulu and Disney Plus content merged into one.
All right.
I think in the next, within the next year, I would say before the end of their fiscal year, which would be, end of September, we're going to see one unified streaming service coming out of Disney, because I mean, it just makes sense. Why carry the overhead of 2 completely different platforms and the marketing overhead and costs for 2 different platforms? They're just going to merge.
There you go.
There you go. Also coming out of the world of entertainment, we have Marvel Studios. Their 30th anniversary was on December 7th.
That's crazy.
That makes you feel old. Obviously, this isn't the comic book.
No, studios.
Marvel.
Yeah,
this is
cinematic.
the studios. Yeah,
Yep.
The thing that Disney bought.
If you've ever stayed on a Disney ship or in any of the Disney resorts, you'll know about the H2O Plus products, which is the toiletries, the shampoo, the conditioner, the soap, mouthwash, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
The company that produced those products discontinued the H2O Plus brand in 2022. And there's been all sorts of speculation of what's going to happen to this. We love this product. We love how it smells, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. There was much consternation in the Disney online community.
Yeah. And it was announced this quarter that Disney has purchased the formula rights to the H2O Plus products, and they are going to continue to produce those products under their own branding.
Yep, and I will say that on our trip that we were just on, we stayed a few nights at the Riviera. We were on the Disney Fantasy for 7 nights. It was the same stuff that we've come to know and love and smell, but the H2O brand was gone from all of those products that I noticed.
They just put a sticker over it.
They just
honestly.
put right.
They're still getting rid of the surplus that they had. They have not started making their own new stuff yet.
Got it. But it's staying around. Thank goodness.
Yay.
Because that stuff is great.
It
I always
so
love
good.
smelling like a Disney cruise. And I know that may sound like a weird statement, because it kind of is a weird statement. But I love smelling like a Disney cruise.
Yeah, I have the lotions, and I have one in my purse, and I'll put it on. I'm like, I'm on a boat.
It's to the point, like, I don't know if they sold that in the stores, I don't know if I would buy it, because then it wouldn't be special when I'm at Disney.
They do sell it in the stores, but
Do
yeah.
they?
Well, at the Disney stores, yeah, they sell
I meant like
H2O
at
Plus.
grocery stores and stuff like that,
got it.
wider distribution. I don't think I'd get it, because then it would dilute it. I need it to be special. I need to smell special when I'm at Disney.
There you go.
That's it.
For some media news, there's been a couple, I'm not going to list everything here, but there's been a couple of bigger things that have come out. The Marvels came out, and Caitlin and I watched that when we were on the ship and enjoyed it. It's a fun little romp. It's not, epic storytelling, but Marvel movies just are not epic storytelling anymore.
Yeah.
Or if they ever were. Wish came out, which I absolutely loved. This movie's getting a lot of flack because people are saying it doesn't look the same. It's not supposed to, people. It's supposed to be very nostalgic on how they used to make the movies, the background kind of watercolory and stuff. And I think it's a beautiful film.
Why can't people just be happy with what comes out? Like, I was listening to a podcast earlier today, and they were talking about the backlash for, I forget what it was, but it was one of the newer like Disney series or Star Wars series rather that's been on Disney Plus. I think it was like Ahsoka. Mm-hmm. And people who were like, "Oh, I don't like that they did this. They should have done this. They should have done that." Like, people stop. If you want to go produce shows, go produce shows.
Yeah.
Just enjoy entertainment. Just be on the ride and appreciate what they did. Just be entertained. You don't have to have a hot take and an opinion on everything. Just go with the flow.
I liked Ahsoka a lot.
I did too. I mean, yeah. Anywho.
I guess I'm not going to go into a discussion on it, but I definitely could.
On what? Ahsoka or Wish?
Ahsoka. Yeah, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Another thing that came out was because of Disney's 100th anniversary was Once Upon a Studio, which is a nice little, I think, like 10-minute short or something.
I don't even think it's that long.
No. Okay. Well, celebrating 100 years of Walt Disney animation. And I love the story. It made me cry.
Yeah. I'm getting goosebumps
surprising.
Just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
It is basically a compilation of all these characters from 100 years of media from the Disney company, and they all get together at the studio's main building there in California to take a group picture. And they're all gathering everybody around, and they have, in many cases, most cases, really all the original voice character actors who did the voices, or at least the current people who are doing those characters. It was. Yeah,
just all the voice acting involved in that was amazing.
Yeah.
They also got one of the Sherman brothers to play Feed the Birds on the actual piano that's in Walt's office.
Yeah, it's Walt's office.
Yeah. So that the music that's in there is original to that. It's just them replaying a little bit of Feed the Birds. And I was like,
from Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Disney nostalgia. It's good. All right, moving on before we get too weepy. Loki season 2 came out on Disney Plus,
which we need to finish.
I think
we've seen 2 episodes.
We've seen, I think, the first 2 episodes. Okay. Loved it. Just we've been so busy the last couple months that
life happened.
Life has absolutely happened. We did, however, make time to watch all of the new Doctor Who specials that came out. There were 3 60th anniversary specials, and the new home of all the new versions or new episodes in the US for Doctor Who is on Disney Plus. And woohoo!
Which I'm going to say it, I am super excited about. Doctor Who is my other huge fandom. I absolutely adore Doctor Who. I have a lot of just tchotchkes and stuff regarding Doctor Who. My car is the TARDIS, kind of. I mean,
my license plate has TARDIS on it.
Yep, my license plate is TARDIS. My phone is TARDIS. I love Doctor Who, and I was cautiously optimistic when I heard that Doctor Who was going to Disney Plus. I'm not entirely sure what that means for it, but production value's up. I can definitely tell that.
Yeah. Well, it's also gone back to some of the older production folks who were, older showrunners and things like that. And yeah, I think we're in good hands. I'm really much looking forward to all of this content being on Disney Plus moving forward. So, yeah.
On to some park updates.
Yeah. Let's start in California, shall we? Left coast, best coast?
California.
California loving.
Ooh. You may want to cut that out.
All right, moving on. At Disneyland, the Haunted Mansion, they have announced, is getting a pretty significant expansion in 2024. So not the ride itself, but the outdoor expanded queue is going to be happening. Similar to what we saw go on at Disney World several years ago, where you have this huge courtyard outside and all sorts of kind of interactive mausoleums and things like that. A lot of that's going to happen in California as well to help manage some of that crowd space, because it gets a little nuts over there in Disneyland. So
It does.
that's what's going to happen over there. We're going to get a new retail shop space as part of that, and some updated accessible entrances and exits to the ride. Just as a reminder, the stretching room that is in California literally is an elevator to get you down to the show entrance floor where you get on the Doom buggies. So it does cause a little bit of a kerfuffle to get somebody who is in a wheelchair or otherwise needs assistance down to that lower level. They don't have that problem in Florida because it is all just on the same entrance level there. But yeah, some work will be done at Haunted Mansion here in the coming months, and it should be down, I believe, for most of kind of the middle of the year. I think the scuttlebutt and rumor is that it'll be closing here, I think, later in January, if I remember correctly. They're not turning it back over into regular Haunted Mansion, and it likely will reopen for September when the Halloween season starts back up in the parks. So
it'll be down when Sterling and I are there.
Yep. I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's all right. We got to do the Haunted Mansion holiday, so that was
Yeah. Let's see what else we have going on. The Beasts Library over inside Sorcerer's Workshop in California Adventure has closed.
Yeah.
Just kind of a bummer. That was a really neat little space.
Yeah, we saw it, I think, for the first time, I don't know, last year or something.
Yeah.
We had seen a YouTube thing like, don't forget to check this place out. And we're like, oh, we've never been there. It's nice they have a Sorcerer's Workshop area that has some nice little, I guess, animation tricks and magic of animation that you can go see. And if you delve in a little further, it looks like the Beast's library from Beauty and the Beast. There's a fireplace in there. There's a portrait of him, and it turns dark every once in a while. There's a little interactive, like, which character are you type thing where you can check out. Just a nice little area. I wonder what they're going to put in there.
Yeah, they haven't really said what that space is going to be used for. So it could be something for Sorcerer's Workshop, another, changeover of what that space is using as an addendum to the workshop. It could be getting consumed into something else that they're putting into that building and need the space. So we will have to wait and find out.
There's also some new droids in Galaxy's Edge. If you've ever played the Jedi Survivor games, you'll know the BD-1 droid, who's cute as anything. They had some BD droids walking around and training at Galaxy's Edge earlier this quarter, and they looked so cute. A little bigger than what you think of a BD droid would be, just to get all of the technology in their bodies. They're little heftier BD droids. But darn it, they looked so cute.
They're swole.
They're swole.
Yeah. Also over in California, we have the Pixar Place Hotel is about to be completed in its transformation from the Paradise Pier Hotel. All sorts of Pixar plussing happening over there across the street. I know they're also working on an entrance to that backside of Disney's California Adventure, the park, from that hotel, but I don't know if that's ready to come online yet or not. Well, be interesting to see.
I don't remember hearing anything specific about that.
Okay, so the hotel itself is about ready to be done in all of its work. So looking forward to seeing that.
Another thing that opened over there was the Palm Breeze Bar, opening at Disneyland's hotel in the new DVC Tower, which we got to partake in this past November, and it was amazing.
It's fantastic. Can't wait to go back and have another one of those mezcal old fashions. 'Cause holy cow, that was some good stuff.
Moving over to the other coast, over in Florida.
We have the 50th anniversary statues that were all around the various parks there. They've all had their 50th anniversary medallions removed because, you know, the 50th anniversary was like 18 months ago. But anywho, actually 20 plus months ago at this point. But yeah, the statues are still around, which is kind of cool to see, but they're no longer anniversary badged, if you will.
Yeah, they do still work with your Magic Band Pluses, though. So if you wave at them, you'll get some sort of interaction.
Yeah.
Some of the medallions on the statues like had a very, how would you say it? Like an imprint on there where it was obvious there's a circle there. And they just created a different design that went there. Others, they just took it off and it just looks like a smooth surface. So it just depends on the statue. But those are in all of the parks in Florida.
Disney World also announced during this quarter that coming up here in just next week on January 9th, Park Pass reservations are no longer needed for most tickets. These are tickets that are date-based. So if you buy a ticket for a specific day, you don't need a park reservation for that. And also, if you have a ticket that is a multi-day ticket, but it has a specific set of date ranges on it. So you can go, 4 days within this 6 or 7 day window. You do not need a Park Pass reservation for those anymore as well. Annual pass holders still do need Park Pass reservations. There's some other kind of caveats where you need a Park Pass reservation over there, although there's a bunch of changes for annual pass holders in Florida coming as well, where we will have some days where we don't need Park Pass reservations either. So lots of changes as always going on with park access and reservations and ticketing and blah, 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 blah. It's confusing. Just go on to Disney's website or check your favorite YouTube or other online avenue of choice for what the current game is that you need to play to get yourself into the parks.
Also, all-day park hopping is back.
Woohoo!
I am so excited. You don't have to wait till 2 o'clock to go to another park.
Thank
you
goodness.
just have to badge in or sign in, go to your initial park, and then you can go anywhere else.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay. So very nice.
Disney also announced new after-hours events that are starting in January. These are separately ticketed events. They have them for Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. These are limited attendance events, basically.
Limited capacity. Yep.
Yeah, and snacks and drinks will be included, and these go till I think 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. But
Wow.
you can get into the parks as soon as 7 p.m. So
Very cool.
I have Epcot and one other one. I can't remember what the other one was. I got tickets to 2 of these, and Nathan, you got tickets to 1 as well.
Yes.
So we will be checking these out.
Indeed. Alicia and I will be spending most of February and into a little bit of March in Florida. We'll be doing some puppy sitting, some house sitting for our best friends as they are on the beautiful Disney Wonder on its way from Sydney back to Hawaii. And a little jealous of that, but we get to hang out with our other best friends, our dog, niece, and nephew, if you will, and give them lots of treats.
Yeah. I do need to ask Plan Disney if I can bring my laptop into the parks.
Ooh, you're going to do a little remote working?
Well, I'm going to do that anyway. It's just a matter of which desk I'm working from.
I saw something on a YouTube video, or was it on Instagram, I think from the parks or something the other day, where there are sections in Epcot where there's a bunch of tabletops and things like that set up now with seating, and there's power outlets available.
Oh, it's probably over in Connections Eatery area. I was kind of scoping it out when I was over there. There's lockers, so during my lunch break, I'll just go plop it in a locker and have at it.
Yeah, so sometimes instead of WFH or working from home, you can be WFP, working from park.
Yep.
Yeah.
It definitely wouldn't be the whole time because I need to take care
ride
of
a
the
roller
doggos
coaster.
and ride.
Oh, yeah, the dogs do.
Actually do what I'm supposed to be over there for.
Yeah.
I did find out I don't really need to give Clyde walks though.
Really?
He can't walk. He gets too tired.
Well, we'll have to go. We'll be out with the three-legged beast of a pit bull that is 70 pounds of all pure muscle in Abby.
Beast? She's a sweetie.
She is an absolute sweetie, but she's just she is swole. She is BD1 has nothing on Abby, the three-legged pit bull. She is all muscle and all amazing. Anyhow, let's get back to Disney stuff.
I was going to say, we went on a tangent there. After hours events, looking forward to those.
Yes.
On to Epcot. The Journey of Water inspired by Moana opened officially on October 16th. It had some soft opening dates happening as well. Mm-hmm. Also, a new Moana meet and greet happened there, kind of just outside the Journey of Water. This is a really neat area. It's very pretty. When we were there, it was a little chilly and Moana was in a winter parka.
I didn't get a chance to go over and see it.
It's gorgeous.
Is it good?
Yeah, especially, we went at night as well. So we went during the day and went at night. It's just a really pretty area. It's all walk through. There's no ride or anything that you're going in, but the Disney Imagineering did an amazing job, I thought.
That's great. Awesome to hear. Wall-cot is slowly becoming a thing of the past. Yes. World Celebration is mostly complete. A lot of those construction walls are down, although there is still some work being done on the new Communicore Hall. But there's lots of open space now there in the middle, and it's great to see Epcot kind of becoming a little bit more open and less of a construction zone. Just in time for them to start, putting construction walls up around test tracks. So,
well, that's kind of over in a separate area, but it was nice. It was nice walking through this. We didn't get to see it at the nighttime, but with the walls down, you can walk straight through from the connections area all the way across to the land and seas. We got to see the new Dreamer's Point and Walt the Dreamer statue. Very nice. Just a really pretty open area. And there's a lot of, I think, charging areas around there too. So you can
That's awesome.
Plug stuff in.
That's very cool. Mm-hmm. So speaking of the construction walls, I kind of alluded to it. Disney has announced in partnership with GM that they are going to they're going to rework Test Track again to kind of, we'll say, honor the old World of Motion ride that it used to be, kind of in decades of yore. And very excited to see what Imagineering comes up with there. And I think that is definitely a ride that is ready for a refresh. And I think we heard or saw somewhere that it's actually part of the sponsorship deal with GM that every so often it gets refreshed. So not necessarily surprising that we're seeing a retheming and reimagining of the Test Track ride there in Epcot.
Yep. Harmonious and Epcot Forever, for a limited time only, have finished. I guess.
Wait, so it's not Epcot Forever. It's
and
just.
So I said for a limited time only. The new show is Luminous. It debuted December 5th. And we got to see this from Topolino's at Riviera. So from afar, they piped in the music and we got to see the fireworks and the laser show and all sorts of stuff.
It looks
from
really
far
cool.
away. It looks really cool. I am looking forward to being able to see the full thing from the ground area in a couple of months.
100%.
I liked the music. I liked just what they had, the sounds, all that.
Over in Hollywood Studios, Fantasmic there celebrated 25 years. That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Love that show. And they also have their own special holiday after-hours ticket event that just launched this year called Jollywood Nights, which was kind of meant to be a holiday Christmas time, roaring 40s or 50s, 20s, anyhow, old Hollywood. But lots of jazz and singers and some special characters, and it did not get the greatest of reviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixed reviews on this. It'll be interesting to see if they continue this for next year or not.
I think if they do continue it next year, it will need to have a few more special things happening because they're just from what we heard, we weren't there to experience it, but from what we've read online and what we've seen in some YouTube videos and things, it sure seems like there wasn't enough of the special stuff to go around, and the event was really short, and you ended up really only getting to do like a very limited amount of special activities, and you're paying full Christmas party kind of price like you'd get in Magic Kingdom for where you have like 8 hours of park time and all sorts of amazing stuff going on for a much smaller impact event. So they've got some work to do.
Yep. Over in Magic Kingdom, the best news ever. Hatbox Ghost has appeared at Haunted Mansion. I am excited. We got to see him, and I was like, yes! He's in an interesting spot, but...
you don't get to see it. Like, it's... I wish he would have been in a spot where you can see him for longer.
Yeah.
And I think they need to adjust the timing of it, because the spacing between when his head is on his shoulders and when it flashes over to go into the hat box that he's holding... It takes a very long time, and if I wasn't leaning kind of out of the doom buggy, I wouldn't have seen it happen.
Yeah,
like his head was just on his shoulders for the whole time. So
it's right by the endless hallway, which is an interesting place to put it, just because it takes the focal point away from the endless hallway, which has its own little thing going on.
Yeah.
And you're not there long enough to be able to see both of the things.
Yeah.
It also kind of messes with the whole story of the Haunted Mansion by putting him there.
I would love to have seen him kind of in the same spot as where he is in California, which is on your way over towards the graveyard, where it kind of makes that thematic transition. But you know what? They got to do what they got to do.
Yep.
And we'll see where he stays. Maybe he can disappear and reappear in other places. We don't know.
Maybe.
Just have to see what's going on. International parks. Let's travel the world a little bit, because there's been some big stuff happening. Over in Disneyland Paris, they've announced that the Disneyland Paris Hotel will have its grand reopening after, I think it's like a year or two worth of remodels and refreshing. It's been a while. That's going to open back up here towards the end of January on the 25th. So get your bookings in, schedule those flights, get yourself over to Disneyland Paris and enjoy a hotel that basically backs right up to the Main Street area. It's pretty fantastic.
It looks really neat. Hong Kong Disneyland has opened the world of Frozen on November 20th. The village of Arendelle is now a part of the parks. And from what we've seen online, it just looks really, really cool. They've taken the movie and created a park of it. You've got Anna and Elsa and Kristoff walking around, and I think Oaken is walking around as well. Woohoo. And the newest love expert is there as well. I can't remember. Mossy. Her name is Mossy. She's a little troll being carried around by a cast member and looks really cute.
Yes.
And as a part of the World of Frozen opening, the Disneyland Railroad at Hong Kong is back in business. It was
awesome.
It was down for 4 years, which is similar to what
Tron.
we had in Magic Kingdom in Florida with Tron.
Yes. The other big land that has opened internationally is over in Shanghai Disney with the brand new Zootopia land opening there in that park. And again, Imagineering nailed it. It looks fantastic. I am hopeful that they will be taking these parks internationally and translating them literally and figuratively over to some of the stuff that they're thinking about maybe doing in Florida.
Yeah.
I think these will fit in very well. Usually it's stuff that's here in the U.S. that's being moved to some of those parks internationally. And I think it's turnabout is fair play. It's time for us to get some of that stuff here.
Yeah. On to Disney Cruise Line.
We love Disney Cruise Line.
We do. The newest ship, the Disney Treasure, is sailing its maiden voyage on December 21st, 2024. The pictures, the artistic renderings that they have out have the atrium area, a beautiful deep teal color and with Aladdin jasmine and magic carpet as the atrium statue. Some of the bar spaces that they've announced this past quarter were the Jungle Cruise area, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and Haunted Mansion. I am very excited for that.
There's also going to be a Coco-themed restaurant. I can't imagine. That's going to be absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Get some good Mexican food maybe on the cruise ship. That would be awesome.
Disney-fied, yeah.
Yeah. And they've also announced a new stage show that is The Tale of Moana.
Yeah.
So also very cool there on some of the entertainment side of things. Now, they have decided that their maiden voyage is going to be over Christmas. And, Christmas cruises are pretty pricey. Disney saw the Wish's maiden voyage a year or so ago sell out almost instantly. And so with those two things combined, Disney made a pricing decision. And let's just say, dear listener, that the Treasure's maiden voyage is still available and has seen price drops. Of course, as with all the Disney cruise ships, there are interior ocean view and veranda staterooms, not to mention concierge suites. The interior stateroom, so you don't get a view of the outside. An interior stateroom on the maiden voyage right now is $9,000 for just two people. It started at $11,000. So they're coming down, but they've found the pricing edge for their market and have exceeded it.
Main voyages, the main voyages are always more expensive.
Sure.
And then the Christmas time voyages are always more expensive. You tack the two on together and you've got quadruply expensive. And the only rooms that are sold out are the concierge rooms. Everything else has availability.
You get whatever you want. Yeah. This quarter, when Disney also released their itineraries for 2025 for all of the cruise ships, they also included, another trip to the South Pacific for the Disney Wonder. And all of those sailings, especially the Trans-Pacific sailings, are significantly less expensive. And if you'll remember when the Disney Wonder first was announced to be doing that trip over to Sydney, it was a hot ticket item and also sold out almost instantly. And the transition cruises at this point are actually starting to see some drops in price. Our friends are on the Wonder coming back from Sydney here in a couple months. And that ship also right now, you can get whatever room you want because there's been a bunch of people who have dropped out and to get the lower pricing for the 2025 cruise. And I think Disney is a premium brand. You get a lot for your experience, but I think Disney has found the edge of their pricing envelope, and there's going to be some adjustments. So that's what's going on in the wonderful world of Disney. A lot of good, positive changes announced, a bunch of anniversaries, and as always, there's some things that make you go,
Yes.
Well, as a reminder, we are not affiliated with Disney or any of their subsidiaries. These are our personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have any questions or suggestions, or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experience, please send us an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
Go ahead and give us a follow over on social media. We're at Our Mousecapades on Instagram and Facebook and Threads. We're over on YouTube now as well. Please give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us.
Thank you for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.